Right now, there's someone pressing your name on their phone screen, then closing it before the message sends. You've been wondering if you still cross their mind, haven't you? The angels whisper tonight, she doesn't know how deeply she's written into his prayers. Your soul crossed paths with his not by chance, but by divine purpose. Every moment you shared planted seeds in places of his heart he wasn't even aware existed. You weren't just another person who came and went. You were the mirror sent to show him what love without barriers could feel like. The angels say, her light revealed parts of him he spent years hiding. You walked into his life bringing healing he didn't know he was missing. Your laughter became the sound his heart learned to recognize as home. Your presence taught him that safety could exist between two people. But here's what he won't tell you. Since you've been gone, he measures every conversation against the depth you brought. Every smile feels superficial compared to the way you used to look at him. He scrolls through old messages not to hurt himself, but to remember what it felt like to be truly seen. She made loving feel possible. The angels hear him say in moments when he thinks no one's listening. You weren't just a chapter in his story. You became the blueprint for what his heart now understands as real. This is why your absence echoes so loudly. This is why your memory refuses to fade. Divine timing brought you together, and divine timing will reveal the rest. His heart carries wounds that predate your name, scars etched by people who promised forever but vanished at dawn. You see, before you arrived, he built walls so high that even he forgot what they were meant to protect. The angels reveal, his walls weren't built to keep her out. They were built to keep the pain in. There's a little boy inside him who learned that opening his heart meant preparing for it to break. Someone taught him that vulnerability was a weakness, that needing someone made him less of a man. So when you showed up offering a kind of love that comes without conditions, his nervous system didn't recognize the safety you provided. Every time she got close, his past whispered run, the angels say with such tenderness. It wasn't personal, dear soul. His fear of losing you became so intense that pushing you away felt like the only way to stay in control. He confused protection with rejection, and safety with distance. The truth the angels want you to know is that his coldness was never about your worth. His silence was never about your value. During those moments when he seemed to look right through you, he was actually fighting the urge to tell you everything. Battling the urge to say, please don't leave me like the others did. His heart knows you're different. His soul recognizes yours as home. But his wounds are still teaching him that love leaves, that people disappear, and that getting too close means inevitable pain. This is why he retreats just when things get real. The healing has already begun. Your love planted seeds in soil he thought was too damaged to nurture anything beautiful. Listen carefully, beautiful soul. While your heart aches for his healing, the angels whisper a sacred truth. She cannot pour from an empty cup, and her light dims when she forgets to tend her own flame. You've been so focused on understanding his pain that you've neglected the garden of your own spirit. This isn't about becoming selfish or cold. This is about remembering that your worth doesn't depend on his ability to receive your love. Your value doesn't fluctuate based on his emotional availability. You are whole, complete, magnificent, with or without his recognition. The angels say, she keeps watering dead flowers while her own roses wilt from neglect. When did you stop believing you deserved the same tenderness you so freely give? When did you decide that waiting for him to heal was more important than nurturing your own dreams? Your energy is sacred, precious, limited. Every moment you spend analyzing his silence is a moment stolen from your own growth. Every night you lie awake wondering if he thinks of you is a night your spirit could be dancing with possibilities meant just for you. She must remember she is the prize, not the one auditioning for love, the angels remind with fierce love. Your presence in his life was a gift, not a debt you owe. Your love was an offering, not a contract requiring his reciprocation. Fill your own cup first. Tend to your own garden. Dance to your own music. The woman who knows her worth attracts love that matches her energy. The woman who lights her own fire doesn't need someone else's flame to feel warm. You are not half of anything waiting to be completed. You are already whole. Your light did something to him that he's still trying to understand. It forced him to look at parts of himself he'd kept hidden in the shadows. The angels reveal. She became the mirror that showed him both his wounds and his wholeness. When you loved him without an agenda, without trying to fix or change him, something inside him cracked open. See, most people had only seen his mask, the version of himself he perfected to keep the world at arm's length. But you saw through the performance. You witnessed his 3 a.m. thoughts, his unguarded laughter, the way his voice changed when he talked about things that mattered. You saw him, and that terrified him. Her love made him face the man he could become, the angels whisper. Every gentle word you spoke highlighted how harshly he spoke to himself. Every patient moment you offered showed him how little patience he'd ever given his own heart. Your acceptance illuminated years of self-rejection he'd learned to consider normal. This is why he ran. Not because you weren't enough, but because you were too much truth for someone still hiding from himself. Your love held up a mirror that reflected not just his beauty, but also the work he still needed to do, the healing he'd been avoiding and the conversations he'd been postponing with his own soul. She loved him into awareness, the angels say with knowing smiles. Every moment of genuine connection you shared planted seeds of possibility in soil he'd convinced himself was barren. You didn't just love him, you loved him awake. And now, even in your absence, that awakening continues. Your love changed his internal landscape forever. Something's shifting in him now, and the angels are smiling as they watch his heart slowly remember what it felt like to be loved unconditionally. He's starting to notice things. How empty his days feel without your energy, how quiet his world became when your laughter left, how nothing quite tastes the same without someone to share it with. He's waking up to what he lost, the angels whisper with gentle knowing. Those little moments that used to feel ordinary now feel precious in their absence. The way you'd text him good morning. How you'd remember the small things he mentioned in passing. The way you made space for his silence without trying to fill it with words. He finds himself reaching for his phone to tell you about something funny that happened, then remembering you're not there to receive it. He catches himself looking for your car when he's out, scanning crowds for your familiar silhouette, wondering what you're doing and if you're thinking of him too. The walls he built are starting to feel more like a prison than a form of protection. The independence he thought he wanted now feels more like isolation. His heart is remembering what home felt like. The angels observe as they quietly watch him, staring at nothing and feeling everything. He's beginning to understand that pushing you away didn't keep him safe. It just made him lonelier. The vulnerability you offered wasn't weakness to be feared, but strength to be cherished. The awakening isn't dramatic or sudden. It's gentle, like the sunrise slowly painting the sky. He's starting to choose love over fear, the angels say. And that changes everything. You've felt it, haven't you? The way he comes close and then pulls away, reaches out and then retreats, opens his heart and then slams it shut again. The angels want you to understand. His heart says yes while his wounds whisper no, and he's caught in the battle between love and learned survival. This push and pull isn't cruelty. It's the dance of a soul learning to trust again. One day, his heart feels brave enough to text you, to call, to show up at your door with hope in his eyes. But then his old fears creep in like shadows, reminding him of every time love didn't last, every time someone promised forever and then chose to leave. He runs toward her, then away from her, like waves approaching the shore. The angels observe with such compassion. It's not that he doesn't want you. It's that wanting you feels too big, too real, too much like giving someone the power to completely destroy him. In his brave moments, he remembers how safe you made love feel. In his fearful moments, he remembers how much it hurt when others left. This cycle isn't about you not being enough. It's about him learning to believe he deserves the love you offer. Each time he pulls away, a part of him dies a little. Each time he comes back, he's trying to be braver than his fear. His soul knows she's home, but his mind still thinks home isn't safe, the angels explain with infinite patience. The cycle is breaking, slowly but surely. Each retreat gets shorter. Each return gets deeper. He's learning that running from love doesn't protect his heart. It just delays the healing his soul is crying out for. Your love moves through his system like medicine he didn't know he needed, healing wounds he'd carried for so long he forgot they were there. The angels whisper, her love doesn't just touch his heart. It rewrites his cellular memory of what safety feels like. Even when you're not speaking, even when distance separates you, your energy continues its quiet work. See, most people tried to love him by fixing his broken pieces. But you loved his broken pieces as part of his wholeness. You didn't see him as a project to complete or a puzzle to solve. You saw him as a human being worthy of tenderness just as he was, scars and all. She loved him not despite his wounds, but through them, the angels observe with reverence. Your acceptance of his darkness gave him permission to stop hiding from himself. Your patience with his process showed him that healing doesn't have to happen on anyone else's timeline. Every gentle word you spoke became an antidote to years of harsh self-talk. Every moment you chose to stay when he expected you to leave rewrote his programming about love being temporary. Your consistency taught his nervous system that not everyone disappears when things get complicated. The medicine of your love works in silence, in stillness, in the space between heartbeats. It doesn't demand credit or recognition. It just keeps healing, keeps softening, keeps whispering to his soul, you are worthy of being loved well. Her love planted healing in places his own hands couldn't reach, the angels say with awe. And that healing continues even now, even in separation, because true love transcends physical presence. Some medicine takes time to work its way through the system. Trust the timing, beautiful soul. The angels see what your worried heart cannot. Every delay has been divine protection, every detour has been preparation, and every moment of waiting has been an investment in a love story written by hands much wiser than yours. She thinks the timing is wrong, but heaven knows it's perfect. The angels whisper as they watch you wonder why love has to be so complicated. What feels like rejection is often redirection. What looks like an ending is frequently a new beginning disguised in unfamiliar clothes. He needed to lose you to understand your value. You needed this space to remember your worth. The separation wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Both of your souls are being polished, refined, and made ready for a love that won't break under the weight of unhealed wounds. The universe has been orchestrating this entire dance. Every person who came before him was training for this moment. Every heartbreak you've survived was building your capacity to hold a love this deep. Every tear you've cried was watering the ground for this garden to bloom. God's timing rarely matches human impatience, the angels remind with gentle humor. What you call delays, heaven calls development. What you call obstacles, the divine calls opportunities for growth. Trust that every thread in this tapestry serves a purpose you may not see yet. The path is being cleared even now. Hearts are being prepared. Timing is being perfected. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. What's meant for you won't pass you by. He wants to love you so deeply that it leaves him breathless. The angels witness him in moments you'll never see. Lying awake at 2 a.m. with your name on his lips, writing texts he'll never send, practicing conversations in mirrors, trying to find words strong enough to express what his heart truly feels. He loves her so much it hurts, and he's terrified that the hurting means it's wrong, the angels whisper with such tenderness. But the pain isn't from loving you, it's from resisting that love. It's from trying to convince himself that he doesn't need what his soul recognizes as home. Every wall he's built, every defense he's honed, every excuse he's created to keep his distance. They all fall away when he thinks about how you looked at him like he was worth staying for. You saw something in him that he's still learning to see in himself. He wants to text you right now. He wants to call and say, I was scared, I was foolish, and I miss you so much that I can't breathe properly anymore. He wants to show up at your door with nothing but the truth and ask if there's still room in your heart for someone who ran away from the best thing that ever happened to him. His fear isn't of her. It's of how much he needs her, the angels reveal. Needing someone feels dangerous to a heart that learned independence as a means of survival. But love isn't about not needing. It's about choosing to need the right person. Be patient, be merciful, be slow to speak and quick to forgive, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Ian McLaren, his vulnerability is coming. His courage is building. His heart is choosing love over fear, one brave breath at a time. Release the need to control the outcome, precious soul. The angels sing tonight. What belongs to her will find its way home, and what doesn't belong was never meant to stay. Your peace doesn't depend on his decision. Your worth doesn't fluctuate with his readiness. Your future doesn't hang in the balance of his courage. You've done the loving. You've shown up authentically. You've planted seeds of truth in soil that may have seemed resistant, but was actually just scared. Now comes the sacred act of letting go. Not of love, but of the desperate need to control how love shows up. She must trust that love knows its own timing. The angels whisper as they watch you wrestle with surrender. If he's meant to return, wild horses couldn't keep him away. If he's not, then something even better is being prepared for your beautiful heart. This isn't about giving up hope. It's about placing that hope in hands much larger than yours. It's about trusting that the universe has been writing love stories since the beginning of time, and yours is no exception. Every plot twist serves the greater story. The woman who can love fully, then release completely becomes magnetic to everything meant for her. The woman who knows her worth doesn't chase what runs from her value. You are not a backup plan. You are not someone's maybe. You are someone's answered prayer, someone's miracle, someone's thank God you exist. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans 8 verse 28. Trust the divine timing. Trust your own worth. Trust that love always finds a way, in this form or an even better one. What's yours won't require convincing. It will simply come home.